It was her eyes that first attracted me to her. I didn't believe in love, but the first time I gazed into her beautiful green eyes, I knew that she was the one. I loved seeing myself reflected in those eyes, looking deep into her soul and knowing that I was a part of it. It's kind of stupid, but I even wrote a poem about them. I don't remember much, but I told her, there's so much life within your eyes, and so much love. Oh God, I love the way that the light danced in them. I just couldn't imagine not being able to stare into them. Now, if I could just find a box that was half as beautiful as her eyes, I could stop carrying them around in my pocket. I've decided to put this down to writing, since I'm not sure anyone else has experienced this. If anyone has, please get in touch ASAP, since this is getting a lot worse. A few weeks ago, I'd started experiencing fuzzy vision. I'd be doing whatever, eating, writing, being on my bike, and the vision would just get all blurry, and sometimes I even fell down. I decided not to tell anyone. It was no use worrying them. I was probably just tired. These started getting more and more regular. Now strange shapes had started dancing around like shadows cast by a fire, contorting into snarling, disturbing faces. They formed into shapes: a hanged man, a woman with no eyes, a dog with its belly ripped open, even a small child with wrists cut, lying on the ground. I closed my eyes when it got too disturbing, but I could somehow still see the visions in my head. I decided to get it to stop, so I contacted a so-called paranormal expert on the internet and waited for a reply. He said to meet him the next day. That night, I had the worst bout of all of them so far. I started sweating uncontrollably and felt as if dark clouds were closing in on me. The blue gap between them slowly fading and giving way to darkness. Then I had a series of violent spasms and saw a black figure on the ceiling. He was not disformed and rapidly changing shapes like the others. He clearly had a figure of a hunched-back man. As he slowly came into focus, I could start seeing his features, and in color too. He was an old man, with gouged eyes and 2 holes in his hands. The wounds looked fresh, and a drop of blood even trickled down and hit my bedsheets. The man beckoned to me. "Come forth and see the truth." I got out of bed and grasped my hand. Oh, and he grasped my hand. We flew out of the window. He showed me the UK. Then we flew higher, and he showed me the world. At this point, I could no longer breathe, and I choked. The last words I ever heard haunt me to this day. Dark, disturbing words full of unknown power. "Oh, bugger, you guys can't breathe in space, can you?" Look behind you. What do you see? Invariably, there will be a wall somewhere in your view. Now stare deeply into the space on the wall that lines up best with your eyes. Nothing will happen, but make sure you are clear on where this particular spot is. That spot contains all the negativity in your mind. Whenever you are on your computer reading scary stories, or whatever you do, sometimes you will get spooked. What do you do when this happens? You check behind you. That's what you do. As you listen to this now, a feeling of dread will overcome you. Check the spot. Nothing again, huh? That's because right now all the evil is locked away safely in your mind. Some people, upon learning of this negative spot, resolve to remove the spot in an attempt to remove the negative energy. This is a grave mistake. You must never let harm come to this spot. If you do, you will have released the energy. Now when you sit at your computer at night, you will feel chills, even in the summertime. The feeling of dread that only presented itself when you were genuinely scared will now hang in the air constantly. Within a week, you and your loved ones will have a string of bad luck. Within a month, your computer will begin to act erratic and eventually break down. On the anniversary of the spot's destruction, you will dream of your most horrible fears. The dream will seem to go on forever, and when you wake up, you will notice your visions have darkened. Every year on the same day, the dream will repeat itself, and your vision will grow darker and darker. After you go completely blind, don't ever turn your back on that spot again. That is, if you can still tell where it is.